Today, RIAs face a lot of unique challenges, but they also have some great opportunities. I'm joined today by Bernie Clark of Schwab. Bernie, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Talk to me. I know this is a major theme for Schwab. Talk to me about this $23 trillion opportunity for RIAs.
You know, there's a lot of assets in movement, and there's households with $500,000 in investable assets or more making up this $23 trillion opportunity. And you have to think about what we're on the cusp of, the transitioning of boomer generation wealth to their heirs. Certainly there's new wealth being created by the millennial generation that's going to be added to this, and some of those being the heirs of that movement of assets as well. And it's going to look a little bit different. It's going to be perhaps in the hands of some different people. Perhaps the makeup and construct of those assets will be something advisors will have to handle in a different kind of way as well.
Why are RIAs positioned for this opportunity as opposed to advisors in other channels, like the wirehouse?
I think the RIA model is so uniquely set to serve these dollars. The next generations want more transparency. They want to be involved in their decisions in even a greater way, and they're going to use multiple sources to think about what their strategies would be. And advisors offer that transparency and that openness that they're looking for.
It's really interesting. I think there's a lot of great trends we're seeing in the marketplace right now. Things are changing rapidly. Talk to me about some of the major trends you're seeing right now.
Well, you know, this generation, that wealth transfer that we're talking about is certainly one of those things. It's a digital era that's upon us, right? And we're going to start to see more opportunities for people looking for digital solutions to those things. Automation around some of their finance events. And so that's going to be kind of interesting to see how that plays itself out over time as well. And the advisors are very interested in what that's going to look like and how they attract next generation talent.
Now, when you say next generation talent, it was interesting. Last night we were here at Schwab Impact, and we heard an advisor say one of the unique things that you guys are doing is preparing some of these great leaders of the future. Talk to me about the genesis of this program.
You know, I hate to say it, but it's one of those ideas that seemed like a good idea, and it actually grew into a great idea. So I don't want to pat ourselves on the back for it, but I was having dinner with an old friend, Dick Belmer, from Deerfield, and we were sitting in a McCormick Schmitz in Indianapolis, and we were talking about intern programs. And suddenly one of his next generation leaders said, hey, how about me? I'm a next generation leader, and I'm here and going to be part of the running of this firm in the future. Can you help me? And we came back and we worked on it and we thought about it, brainstormed a bit, and hence the Executive Leadership Program, our second class graduating in January, and we've already seeded a third. We have a bit of a wait list for it.
Now, how are you seeing success already? Are you seeing great leaders emerging? Any great stories you guys have?
Well, you're going to see some surprises here at Impact because we're going to use some of those great leaders from stage.
Oh, great.
And that's going to be something we haven't done in the past, and I don't want to give it all away, but yes, we are. We're getting to know the next generation leader of these firms in a way that we might not have, but certainly in a way we knew the generation before them. And so I think it's very exciting, and I know firms are very interested. In fact, many firms wanting to send multiple participants to the program.
Well, now that you've worked with millennials from the program, talk to me. What have you learned about them?
Yeah, there's a lot of things that will be the same about the millennial generation. How they want to prosper and taking care of their families and grow their wealth and leave a legacy. These are things that are in every generation's thought process. But their tactics are so dramatically different. And if you think you can grow your business into those next generations without having some millennials on staff, and knowing that it's going to be a more touch type environment through technology, and maybe not in person, that's going to change things in and of themselves, then your models will have to be portable. And as I highlighted this morning, if you think you get the millennials right, well, Generation Z is just behind. And Generation Z is going to think even more differently about things.
So what's your outlook for advisors for the next 12 months, beyond that, into even Generation Z?
They're inherently very optimistic, but they're not blind. They're very focused on the strategies that they'll have to employ. They know that geopolitical events could well influence the events of our country, and they know that will have a draw.
Absolutely. Well, Bernie, thanks so much for taking some time to chat with us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
For Investment News, I'm Matt Ackerman.